This is the start of the Victoria and King Cotton episode. What we're looking at today is the fact that the railway companies bought out the canals because they were the competition. And after the inventions of people like Samuel Crompton, Richard Arkwright, John Kay and James Hargreaves, the influence of the railways took over. And so what we're getting now is this connection between the landowners giving up the canals for the sake of industry and the railways. This is the first passenger railway station in the world, Liverpool Road, and we can see how close it is to the Brindley and Bridgewater Canal. There we are. We will now walk up to Liverpool Road and get a better view. There is the railway station proper. It's now part of the Science Museum, and we'll just pan round to see where the railways were, which are behind this wall. And there we are. I understand we're in steam today, so I will see if we can get some pictures of a railway engine. This is Liverpool Road Station as it was originally conceived. The lines are still there, and here's the passengers platform, and it's all part of the museum. And we'll have a walk now up to the power hall, and hopefully some of the engines are in there and we'll get some pictures of them. Here we are looking at Planet, which is typically one of the engines that ran on the Manchester to Liverpool. Still works, mainly at weekends. But that is very, very impressive. It's a replica, obviously, but it was Rocket by Robert Louis Stevenson that first ran on it, because that's the one that was used to win the competition. This engine here is called Novelty, and it was also in that competition, but it didn't win the Rainhill trials, but it was a very popular one. And again, it's a reconstruction, but we're looking at sort of late 1820s, so pretty good. This is a model of an atmosphere engine, about 1710 by Newcomen, used down the mines, but this is the start of the introduction of steam. I'll get a closer view of this one. It's a model, but nevertheless pretty good. Some information here about it. Of a Watt beam engine made of brass. This canal at the back of Chepstow Street is very interesting because it's a link from the Rochdale and Ashton, and it goes to Central Station, which was a multi-level interchange with 2 levels of railway and 1 level of canal. Now I'll walk up and you'll see where it joins with the former Central Station, now called GMEX. Here it is, pan round now. Now we will see what used to be the LMS Central Station. It's on the map at the beginning of the video. Here we go, pan round to Central Station. I remember when this was fully operative, there's a big wall round it, and you walk out of the station into the Midland Hotel, which is that thing there, and they used to be connected, but As I say, underneath this station there are two levels, and one of them was an exchange from the canal to the light gauge railway to move the delivered goods onto the goods wagons. Northern Railway Company warehouse right at the side of Central Station, and connected to it, been refurbished. One of the largest warehouses in Manchester, and of course a lot of the cotton goods were brought here to be transported on. Now we're going to try and find a mill. There are no working mills in Manchester anymore. They were converted from steam to electric and diesel, but those times are long gone. But what we can go to see is one or two that have been converted into residential units, mainly on the side of the River Medlock. But here you can just appreciate what's been done to the Northern Warehouse. Here we are in the middle of the city, and what we are looking at is the edge of the River Medlock and a view of some mid-Victorian mills. And they're being restored and converted, but when we get up close we'll be able to see that these buildings were cheek by jowl with each other, and it must have been a pretty noisy, smelly, very busy place. There we are. It's all very tight. It's pouring rain, so we might get some rain on the lens, but you get an idea. Mill. Here's the Macintosh mill. Engine house. Chimney still left. Going to be apartments. All former cotton mills, steam powered, superb. Pity's not the sunshine and middle of the summer, but nevertheless this is Victorian Manchester. Okay, what we're doing now, we've seen the few mills that are worth photographing. Now we're going to look at the commercial side of cotton in Manchester. So we come to Princess Street, and we're looking at some mid-Victorian offices, because hand in hand with all the manufacture there's all the paperwork to be done, and visitors to the city to greet who were coming here obviously to trade. So a lot of these offices were showrooms in the Italian style, with chutes down into the basement, and the main office on the Piano Nobile, and then subservient offices above. And here we are on Princess Street looking at a row of them. It's about mid-19th century. The last bit to look at is this is where we have Manchester economics writ large. We're in the edge of Ancoats and Piccadilly, and you can see absolutely everything here. It's closely packed, very plain and simple. Trying to utilise as much of the space as possible.